what the word am I looking?
Multiplicative.
That's the one thing. I'll do the other things here.
It's my 2-year degree coming in. Some handiwork right there.
Meanwhile, me with the NA education. Now, yeah, it would add on to each other, unlike magic resistance. So, magic resistance uses did 1,000 damage to the Spectre, who had the damage reduction, and the magic resistance would only do 300 damage or less.
10 seconds remaining.
Was
5 seconds remaining.
It was balanced. It was balanced. It was the game exactly as intended.
Alliance's turn to pick.
Rude mother
that's
abandoned.
disingenuous right there. The balance that you're talking about.
You're at your service.
I don't know what it is coming in for you, but they made that Windrunner pick, and I swear my headphones just went off with gongs and noises, like I said.
Yeah, just nonstop. They definitely planned this one out with each other. Actually, they both dropped the celebratory gongs at the exact same time. My bad. When I see the Wind Ranger, I immediately think Weehaw, but that's 3-3 and not Weehaw. Weehaw's on another team. But that's one of the reasons why I feel like they picked Old Liquid. This is a super strong player on a couple heroes, Wind Ranger being one of them, and play the game. The Tumba Man, who is now on Secret.
Quite the upgrade for Batu for sure, and honestly, a great pickup there for Team Secret overall. Batu.
I mean, they're doing amazing right now, stronger than they've ever been.
Which is interesting considering the rosters they've had.
They've always, I feel like, had the strongest or like top 5. At any given time, Team Secret has had like top 4 strongest roster in Dota.
I think just at times the only thing holding them back was egos.
Yeah, it's back a couple years ago when Secret first formed. People have grown past that a little bit. They're more mature players now. Puppy has been top of the game for 10 years. It's crazy to think about. Just 10 years of being a tier 1 player, unquestionably. Anyways, enough about Puppy. Liquid picking up the Liquid hero, Morphling, last pick. Okay. Looking at these 2 drafts, definitely say I'd favor the draft of Liquid. I think they're probably going to come up top of this game. Shaker's an amazing hero, has tons of lockdown. Legion Commander is able to get top a lot of these people, punish them. Morphling is game. The only thing I'm worried about is if this goes ultralight, the combination of the Oracle and the Spectre is going to be. And Legion Commanders has been nerfed a little bit due to how believe it or not, all melee heroes can actually block 16 damage of the turn on Blade Mail.
Jeez. So definitely getting a little bit of a nerf there as an item.
Yeah, and it doesn't go through the magic community anymore. It's got the damage mitigation turns. It just feels great as an item right now. Ripping off. Am I supposed to protect you?
It's definitely one of those items that looks better, and you know, better in the store than it does on you.
Can't escape your sin.
Well, do you remember that the patch of the first change blood around that it would amplify all outgoing and you get the damage amplification coming amplified, take more, and you'd also dish out more. So instead of the 100% damage return on Blade Mail, it'll be more like almost 200%. Bring that Blade Mail back, or the Bloodseeker back.
Liquid against Alliance. Game 1 coming in at you real quick. And I was going to say, when we were talking about favorites or players that we like following on these teams, Taiga is one of those for me, as well as Mickey. I had one time where I got to cast Alliance back. I'm sorry. It was from the big man on campus himself. And I've never said them wrong since.
There's been worse pronunciation as player and team names. I mean, I'm not going to name any names, don't want to out anybody. But there's definitely been worse.
You know who you are.
You know who you are if you're watching right now. Don't do it again.
So, 33 here on the Bat Rider. Looking like he might even be up against Trilane, at least to start this lane up. You know, I was talking in the previous series how much I love core Bat Rider, and now what we see in the difference is the Legion Commander did get picked up here for Liquid, but they don't sacrifice and throw the Bat Rider down to the 5.
And yeah, they decided to teleport. It's not worth sending all these heroes up against the Bat Rider. Again, if you play too far forward and aggressive onto him, he's going to be a lot of sticky napalm stacks and punish you. Again, you want to get back before he's able to get napalm stacks. You can't go too far. He doesn't do pretty well against Trilanes for that reason. Taiga down here in the Earthshaker. This is what we were talking about. A lot more heroes at early levels and speed, so they can move between the lanes a lot faster. Necessarily use portal scrolls. Earthshaker, I feel like, is one for it. It more so just throws out his Fisher, and that's it. Cool.
You're just trying to get the proper block, if anything, and he will grab a good block on that. Legion Commander would make it hard for Boxy to even move in on that. Nico Baby immediately pops the salve to be back full health and close to full mana.
On top of it being hard to go in on that, he's not going to have a hard time getting away from these blocks, because again, he's got the dagger. You know what that means? Free pathing.
So, you know, having that free pathing, does that even make it worth having the Earthshaker down here?
I mean, the Spectre only has so much mana. Ocelotti regens very, very slowly. I would say no, but any sort of pressure you can put on the Spectre to slow down that farm to start, make it harder for her to get a first blood coming out.
First one here for Insania on a Hanskin. So early lead, something we were talking about, you know, for Liquid, how much time are they going to allow maybe to get, as well as, you know, the flip side of that coin, how much time is Alliance going to make for Nico Baby? And what is enough time here for a Spectre? And, you know, what is he going to need? What is Alliance looking to give him?
I think, well, it looks like he's opting to go Soul Ring for now when I'm looking at it, which is pretty interesting. I mean, it makes sense. He's got the Ring of Regen. I can't really see him building that. But a Defiance. He's doing a lot of damage to Boxy here.
Dire's top tower
290 after he gets that press, 390 after he gets that attack off, so there's him down. But I think if he gets his first item or two, he'll come online fast enough. If he's going Soul Ring, I think that means he plans on coming online a little bit faster. He might not go for slow raids. He might get something like Yasha Manta Diffusal.
Boxy still needs to be a little bit careful though. Forced to pop that salve, and now he still got 3 tangos, but was eating a lot of harassment to the point where he was forced to use that salve. So we'll see how this continues to go for him over bottom wall. We take a look over towards top. Mickey taking a lot of damage. The Flame Break comes in. Batteries though from Hanskin's not going to be enough to get the kill here, and they also had a lot of stacks of sticky napalm on the Morphling. But at that point, the Morphling just didn't care and fought back and almost got a kill.
Ridger getting a lot of runes here in the bottom lane. Pretty valuable. She picked up a bottle, which looks exactly which is a lot more control than raised her. Boxy doing with hand gear down the bottom lane. Vector. And I tried to try a circle there. I hope you didn't see that on camera.
I did. You're very often
I see. Well, that's embarrassing. Thankfully, there's not that many people watching this.
Yeah, you know, and just see how poor they teach us how to draw circles. It's very hard with a mouse. People don't realize.
There it goes.
It is. Looks like Clockwork is off to go Tranquil Boots pretty quick here as well. I think he picked first item Boots. He really hasn't had much impact if we saw on the previous. Again, rotate. I think he got a kill at the top lane. I tried to give the kill to his carry player. Kills on Storm Spirit in the mid. Of course, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for him to go on with Razor. Good job punishing him with Static Link. Back to really rotate on him.
Try harder.
I
Yeah, definitely.
plus Static Link pretty fast.
Yeah, it definitely seems like if he was to have made a move, it should have come earlier. And the thing with it is now he's just kind of just junctured over towards the jungle, continuing to stack and pull and drag where he can. As 33, he burns away a bunch of creeps, but did you see where he was?
Middle tower is under attack.
That's not his
Right around
base.
this area. Trying to draw a circle there, but he ends up dead.
Better looking circle. But yeah, that's not his base, but it does create a space, right?
Yeah, I mean, he pulled the Razor all the way out of the lane, and I mean, that works. Space created. Still, though, a 1,000 net worth lead right now for the side of Liquid. Things are on the up and up, and they've gotten themselves 37-11 on Mickey going into the treads after he's picked up this Ring of Health and 2 Wraith Bands, so he is having a stellar time. Taking top of the net worth by just 300 gold, but compared to the Spectre down over bottom, up about 800, who dives in on a Boxy. Fortunes and Press the attack will get used, so again, hard to keep Boxy still in this lane with just these 2 heroes.
I mean, you're a lot stronger for laners Legion Commander than you are as a Spectre. Like, I'm glad that Fodder's here babysitting Nico Baby. This is something that's until he gets the first couple of items. Speaking of, I think it's his boots come out to have it much easier. Trying to harass him to keep up his farm speed. Spectre that was 7 minutes. You haven't made any real progress toward even your upgrading boots yet.
Under attack.
Soul Ring if you want.
So opting for some attributes and some mana regen. And technically HP regen as well. So the more I'm a more survivable early kind of build coming in from the Spectre, as well as not being mana reliant on, say, you know, sending him mangoes and having the ability to just, you know, have the Soul Ring. He's low on mana, Spectral Dagger away, everything's fine.
You have to have an okay setup here throughout the Fisher, then walk off him. And Zakin knows that he's here. When one person leaves, babysitting the Nico baby. Babysit the Nico. When one person leaves, another person comes by to sit here and watch, so they can't get to it.
Dire's top tower
I
is
think
under
the Nico
attack.
baby is going to come online pretty fast, though. If you go ring, get online a little faster. I want to piece of team. Know that Liquid wait for me to get a radiance and got Chen in their line.
So is this calling for more a get into the treads and then go straight to Fusel's Vada top? Ravaged here by the amount of damage that he was taking by Mickey and Insania, and they'll get not only the kill, but the tier 1 tower. I mean, this hasn't been the bloodbath we saw in the previous game. It's just been methodical. It's been, you know, precise. We get a kill, we take a tower, we pressure, we stay on them, and we're gonna cut the map away. You need some, you know, you've got a hero here in Spectre that needs space, that needs time, that needs farm, and the more we cut away from the map, the harder that's gonna be.
Runs a lot of casting ace with last qualifier, Chinese Dota. That's alright. We lose Nico baby, and over here on this ramp. Oh, sorry, in the hand.
Rider. 33 forced into the trees and turns back around and throws himself for a second flame break throw. They don't have a wait for him to catch up to him. Yeah, the Clockwork ends up dead over bottom. I was just showing it, letting you, you know, didn't need to interrupt you or anything just to show that Clockwork death. And it's a 4-0, 4,000 net worth lead right now for Liquid. I mean, again, yeah, things have just great so far for Liquid, and again, signs of it slowing down at the moment.
Is under attack.
As I say that, it's good fissure there from Taiga to let Boxy escape. Power shot coming in from Limp, but a very timely regen rune.
Exactly what you need when you need it. Insania, I feel like I haven't seen a whole lot of movement out of this Chen so far. It felt a little bit slow.
Is a great
not compared to last game. Crook was a bit more active. Got a decent arc.
It seems both teams play a different style, though. I mean, not as active around the map, not as, you know, heavily invested in the early game pressure like that. At least in terms of going for kills. The pressure that has been fine for Liquid overall. Grabbing that tier 1 tower in the safe lane has been pretty big, and they've also got this ward that's yet to get dewarded here on the Dire jungle side. So, you know, might be looking at them play aggressive through the jungle.
Back at the Spectre, looks like he's got his first item queued up, Blade of Alacrity. So he does opt to go a little bit faster, Spectre. He knows that he was probably once earlier on with the Chen, so responds to that.
But now the question is, can he get there in time and feel like he's valuable to Alliance? Because at the moment, he's got 3,700 net worth. And you take a look at what Mickey has, he's leaning by about 3k over this Spectre. He is certainly going to be able to do much more, as he has got double the net worth in the same amount of time. Take a look over bottom. Yeah, overwhelming odds comes through. They've got the false promise to keep the Spectre. Fire comes out on Insania. They'll get their first kill of the game, which then thrown at Boxy, but he's got the press the attack. Spectre Dagger follows it up. However, throwing everything in the kitchen sink towards bottom, is it the wisest idea for just the Chen kill? Because now you're mid-tier 1. That's going to take a lot of damage.
Makes sense that Liquid would try and do this to get a little bit of something heroes there.
Dire's structures are
didn't die well. It's just a little bit hard to bring down though. Talk a lot about how strong this hero is at the moment. Just do like, you have the press the attack phase, the spell on top of that. You have massive amounts of movement speed. I think one of the highest, it might be the highest in the game, the highest or second highest in the game at the moment.
Under attack.
And your strength hero on top of that, way too hard to bring down.
Get close to having this Lincoln Sphere, 12 gold away. He's been farming phenomenally. And, well, if you're Alliance, your hope is Diffusal Blade comes online pretty soon. Because you, like you were saying, this is probably an item where you are electing to fight quicker and fight earlier. So now the question becomes, how fast do you get it? And what's the game plan once you do?
I think that they're fine. Again, you're on lines. You're fine drawing out the game as long as possible. You build the diffuser blade on the Spectre to get a Manta style. That will offset a lot of what Razor is able to do with the static link. Because again, damage that you have from Desolate isn't based on whatever your previous damage is. I added on top of anything that raw damage. So having illusion, if
Shackle shot. Boxy in trouble. Hand of God comes through, but nobody else is coming to save him, so it's not like it's going to change anything using that Hand of God and trying to keep him up. Pushes in, thrown at Mickey as they do take the tier 1 tower over mid. And again, just putting more and more pressure onto this Dire side.
I mean, I was just talking about how hard the Legion Commander is to bring down. So you think that would be last for a little bit more far forward than the others because of that. killing him, put about a 500 net swing this side of the line. They're doing a lot better with this than I thought they would. Again, I told you coming into this, I think I favor Liquid's draft by a lot, but they still have a lot of their towers on the even with their fairly slow lineup and extremely quick. I definitely think, I don't think they should have picked the Spectre, but they're definitely playing the right way this game.
So far, 5,400 net worth, getting close to that diffusal way, not too far off of it. Question again becomes what happens afterwards, because it feels like as much as the Spectre is getting this time, it feels as though Morphling's getting, if not an even amount of open time.
Morphling, actually, yeah, I got so much more net worth in this Spectre after the from it. I'm not sure how I feel about first item Link and Sphere though. This is something you used to see years and years ago, but it's not that great of an item for farming. It's also something you pick up and you're really afraid about.
Echo Slam, Flame Break, and the right click damage coming through. 33, an easy dispatch kill. 2. Meanwhile, Legion Commander over bottom, trying to get the clockwork, but Limp takes him out and uses that focus fire once again to get the kill.
The hard to bring down hero dying multiple times, so you look a little bit foolish here, Legion. Nice pick off there from Morphling, puts some more gold under his belt. Now he's another 1,000 net worth up on the Spectre because he gets a kill. Legion Commander goes down. 0.4k on him. And I was comparing him to the Nico Baby.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Still more than 1,000 or more than 4,000 or 3,000 net worth.
McKay is going to try and commit to this tier 2 tower over
Look how
top.
fast he goes through it.
Nobody coming over. I mean, how can you come over on this? It's fighting to almost certain death. They've got Hanskin nearby, but you're just jumping into your mines.
Hanskin cool down for another couple seconds as well. Probably not going to until that is up. I'm surprised that it's Nico Baby playing so close to the enemy team here as they're inside your jungle. It's farming the bottom lane. It's safer from your snap movement. Team.
Radiant are
farm.
scanning.
Close to be the. Because again, you're able to engage from anywhere on the map, so play
They're going to look over. They've got the static limp. This is all on to Fada, who gets dueled and blown up after the false promise was over, giving the second victory here for Boxy. It's just a long static link and throwing that damage back at the Oracle, now making this an 8,000 net worth lead. The two supports on Alliance, they're broke. They can't afford rent, they can't afford food, and, well, they can't afford a new item. But now Hanskin Battery Assault is coming from this Morphling as well as from the Clockwork. Adaption Strike gets thrown forward. They've got an ensnare on him. They're trying to get the kill, but he'll be able to retreat past the tier 2 tower where Liquid refused to dive for the moment.
McKay was trying to get a little bit further forward before popping that waveform to get on top of the Clockwork and around the cogs. Unfortunately, forward, got himself pushed back, so we'll let Clockwork get the disengage.
In these fights from Liquid, overwhelming Alliance by leaps and bounds.
It just them getting on top of them so fast, not expecting Liquid to come at them this quick, and because of that, they're not reacting properly. They don't have the Oracle. He needs to beat Alliance. Spectre's not going in, taunting into these. Again, you have the bad initiation. Because you die so close to the Roche pit, Liquid get Roche. Actually, Clockwork. Wait, no.
On comes in and gets the kill on Roche. The Aegis is now being snatched up by 33.
All right. I mean, if they can get the Aegis from them, wonderful. We've seen a lot more Roche deals these days than we're used to with the pit over here. I remember back in the day when it was
is under attack.
that awful like high ground around it, very dangerous. Batrider was king around it right there. It still shows what a play out of Batrider.
Shot. And Insania caught it. Fissure comes through, Plasma field out. Cogs blocking this Raze from getting to the low ground quickly enough to potentially turn this around. And opening up more space for Nico, baby. Well, Liquid, you gotta wonder when the ultimate push of death comes in onto Alliance, making it so they don't have this ability to farm out or make a move like they just did.
Well, Morphling's continuing to outfarm the pace. Well, Morphling's continuing to outfarm the pace of this Spectre here. Fortunately, like the overall gap, like percentage gap between the two net worths is closing. And again, as the game moves later, the Spectre will eventually win. The only problem is this combination with Oracle. I think probably around the 26-27 minute mark, Liquid is going to push high ground, but that's still need to just definitely slow down their plans.
Dagger, Firefly, and the Flame Rig up. He'll pop the Lincolns.
And now pull him in, but doesn't get the kill just yet. Pushes in, gets through. Oh, and the damage is not enough. Press the attack, which hit the agent away from 33. Now they've got the duel out onto the Oracle, who won't be able to false promise himself. He'll fall. That's at least one kill. They got the first life away from 33, and now they'll give chase. He'll TP to an escape. Just barely.
That was bold.
A long TP.
To the outpost, that's a 6-second one instead of a 5. Decided to go home.
E-Blade, BKB pop by the Windrunner. Limp using that 10-second BKB pretty defensively.
You don't want to be here if you're Alliance, though. You just had your Batrider leave. Your Oracle is currently dead. His TP is on cooldown, so he's not able to come back if he buys back when he respawns. So get out of here right now. You're wasting time by him.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Quick little push there from Liquid, cut out the last tier 1 tower. Again, Liquid just extending their pressure, and now over on the opposite side of the river and pushing towards tier 2's both mid and bottom.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Razor,
attack.
opposite casual farming ult, or maybe
Dire's bottom tower has
pretty
fallen.
close to the enemy base. Just pop the ultimate to find the creeps, though.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And with
Pop
that one,
seal, maybe trying to just increase the farm rate. That's the best I could say.
Ask him about that one later. Team again. I'm thinking that again, 26-27 minute mark. That's when they're going to want to be pushing these tier 3s after losing that Aegis. They are playing.
Got one Gecko, and they're gonna use it. They look over the Windrunner. Limp will get false promise, but Ada's already dead. So any heal, follow up, any sustain you thought you were gonna get from the Oracle. I mean, he popped the ulti to save the Windrunner, but at the same time, dead for 26 seconds with pressure coming into the tier 2, the last outer tower over mid.
Alliance having a bit of lag apparently, but that was really quick from the Oracle saving him being kidnapped there. Unfortunately, Legion Commander came up.
Thread. I'll go downhill. Into that tier. They take the safe, easy. Thread.
Shen is Gem of True
I'll go
Sight.
downhill. Into that tier.
Morphling, go towards his Aghanim Scepter as well. They are all grouped up. I think that you're not in the worst place in the world, or you're not waiting too long if you decide to get a couple of these items first. But they are posturing.
Just 60 seconds until Echo Slam is available again. Feels like it could come up in the next fight, which could be the game ender.
Back off. It looks like they're not 100% sure on Liquid if they want to fully commit. Again, they're pretty close to a couple items.
For a duel, Blink, and he's got it. Do they have the damage to finish him off before the duel finishes? It doesn't look like it. And Fado will also be able to throw the false promise if they were to have that extra damage. The Fortune's in comes through. They've got the shackle out. The hook shot comes in. Now Boxy locked down a little bit as the haunt comes through. So jaunt on over as they've got the lasso onto the Earthshaker. Hand of God comes in. Taiga's surviving for the moment, but the shackle lands and they've got the kill. So he's done in dust. 45 seconds till he'll be back up. Looks like the rest of the team will still escape.
600 net worth swing inside of Alliance for that one. Again, a good disengage for them. Wind Ranger is just too hard to jump on and get the duel off on prior to picking it. And again, this is something that they probably should have done, is finish up a couple of items before going in. You are 12k net worth up, but you're sitting on so much gold on each of your heroes that it really doesn't keep. Here we are. 3 items coming out. And the telescope on Chen. It's a very good item. So you can hold on to for the rest of the game.
Void Mail popped there by Boxy. Taiga coming over. Spider Legs. That's a decent one for Boxy if he wants to pick it up. Currently has the Van Brace. Might even just throw that over to his support. Waveform forward. Out on the run. Just escapes the grasp of Mickey.
Taiga taking his new Spider Legs out for a spin already. Intentionally walked down the cliff even though no point to doing it. It's a fun item to have. I love the animation on it too.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Certainly had a share.
So, by getting
Lincoln's that he started with, now going into the Ags. Butterfly next. So just 17,000 net worth, almost 5,000 ahead of the Spectre for now. Nico Baby has gotten enough time to go into the Diffusal as well as the Manta. Is the Heart enough next?
I don't think so. They just all smoked up, so they definitely want to take the fight. They want to take the new Aghanim Scepter on the Morphling for a spin. Data field might give away where they are if they had any heroes watching the mid lane. Definitely going to set them off. This creep wave suddenly disappears. Doesn't look like they managed to catch the smoke out. Here they go.
Yeah, there's the fissure as well as the totem. They'll get the duel out of the clockwork. Now the waveform out of the low ground to pass these fissures. They don't get the duel victory just yet. And Hanskin's also going to use that hook shot. Limp from a distance away. Fada ends up dead. They'll use the hand count. They'll get the kill to the Earthshaker. Now they look over as the false promises out onto the Windrunner. Shackles over to Boxy. Now they've got the Haunt. Power shot comes in. Mickey needs to make some space, as they've already lost the Razor and press the attack place onto the Morphling, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Blade Mail popped on Boxy. Ebway Mickey trying to survive. Purifying Flame starting to heal him up. They'll get the kill on a Boxy, and now they'll look for more. 3 heroes got on the side of a Liquid Alliance, finally trying to take advantage of all this, and now they'll take out Mickey and get everything they came for and more.
Wow. 4-man team. Oh, well, it wasn't 4 for O. Fortunately, you did have to buy back on the Oracle, but they reacted to that so fast on the Alliance, even though they had absolutely no idea they were coming up there. Right away, the Oracles managed to save the Clockwork. With him on the back, with him saving the Clockwork hook shots onto the Earthshaker before he's able to get off his spells in the team fight. Pick him off. No Echo Slam. Fissure is basically the only spell that he got from the team fight. Because of that, they just had a lack of disabling wave and circles around them with Alliance.
Radiant's
So you need to pick off the Oracle in the backline with Legion Commander at the very start of these fights. He's getting away with too much. Even though he did go down, he did die, but that was after the fact that he saved the clock. Because of that, Earthshaker goes. The whole fight unravels for Liquid after that.
Unable to kill that clock quickly enough, Fana ends up using the buyback, and it just now they've cut into the net worth pretty heavily. Was a 13,000 just about net worth lead, cut down to just 7.
That last fight,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
3,700 net worth swing.
Oh, maybe even more than that.
At the fight recap open. Almost 9,000 XP. Big one. Open those gold charts and win probability. Really looking like Liquid's favorite now. We're back closer down to 50%.
Again, we'll see if Liquid will look to fight. Roche up in
Radiant's
7.
top tower is under
We'll
attack.
take the outpost. This might be the control they need to back up towards Roche. We'll see. They TP the Legion Commander. Wow. The Ags, more Earthshaker builds. Vector that they need. I think they'll be able to force the buyback on this push, or at least they shouldn't.
Dire's middle tower is under
Still got Fortify up. That'll buy you a couple seconds here. Should they choose to use it?
Oh, Fisher landing. There's the totem and the 3-shot coming in to take out Hanskin. Now the buybacks start flooding in from Alliance. They'll use the Haunt to try to dive in. Nico Baby leading the charge on this as Alliance are taking out Liquid, or at least attempting to on the run. The totem on the back lines. They look over the Oracle. Use the false arms on himself. They got themselves the lasso that hits onto this Morphling. They'll get killed. So they'll take the first life, and now they need to reset. Can Liquid get the Morphling out of here? They've already lost Foxy for the second time. The ankle slam. Is it enough though? Power shot comes in from Limp. They've got the E-Blade out on a Taiga, who now needs to try and turn tail and run. But the Fortune's End is in there. They blocked him up. The E-Blade thrown over the Spectre. You need to be careful. A lot of damage coming in on the Nico Baby, but it's not enough again. They've got the kill to the Earthshaker, as well as the Legion Commander already dead for 30 seconds within this. And finally, Mickey gets out. And Alliance semi-hold.
is under attack.
Couple things that went a little bit more right to Liquid there, this game would be over at the moment. Hensikin ended up getting out of that by popping the Essence Ring. He ended up having a 200 HP after. Spectre almost going down right there. He did have buyback for that fight if he went down. He would have been in a lot worse position. Tower pretty low HP though. These days you're not that worried about your tier 3 down. No shrines get opened up because of it. Outpost meta. Speaking of,
Shot attempt. 33 coming in under Insania. Nico Baby's also joined the fight. Quickba, he's shown up, but he may not have wanted to. However, McKay's coming around. He's turning to the Windrunner. The shackle on the lone tree that's right there. But there's immediately the false promise placed by Fada on a limb. He's the BKB. He tries to escape and will do successfully. And now the shackle comes out again. It hits on a Nico Baby. They've got the damage. They've got the lockdown. Or do they power shot her up? On the skin of his teeth, almost escapes, but the fissure is there to get themselves the kill. Hanskin within the trees, Boxy blinking a little bit too far. They look over as 33 is in within the trees, and
they got him!
Back over, they find him. Clockwork's been spotted. Boxy and Taiga now going on to the chase for this Clockwork, but he's got the hook shot to make some space. So he'll start to run the blink forward from Taiga. He's also got the spider legs. Fissure blocks him off. The stairs are no longer your escape. Power is also here. They'll get the duel to have the damage. The Fissure coming in from the Morphling as well as the follow-up. And Hanskin ends up dead.
Only saving grace that team fight is that you didn't lose the Wind Raider, all due to the Oracle save. Again, this guy's getting away with so much for his team, but Wind Raider almost going down, ended up having 200 HP after the Oracle ult ended, even with the extra kills from the Oracle and the fountain. So that's FKB finally up on the Razor. I think they're ready to take a fight into the Alliance base here. Spectre might have to buy back in order to defend this Rax.
Dyer's middle tower.
They'll come onto the high ground and we'll see if they hold. Let's see if they can force the buyback coming in for Nico Baby. Rax are gone immediately because, well, Mickey, unfortunate for Alliance, is holding on to a double damage. He's got about a quarter of the duration remaining on it. He waveforms forward. That's enough to scare back Alliance and really make them uncomfortable with pressuring into this liquid side, but they've got the Spectre up in 3 as well as the Haunt. They'll jump in with the totem. The E-Blade comes out. Now the Haunt's going to be used by Nico Baby. He's on in Insania with the Spectral Dagger, trying to get himself some free roaming space. BKB's been fought by Foxy looking for the duel. He'll land it onto the Windrunner. Meanwhile, totem over from Mickey. The 3-shot once again on the bottom of the followed up with a kill on a limit. It's a triple kill here for Mickey, and he takes out Nico Baby. Man, the buyback come aplenty, and all of a sudden Alliance are on their last leg, 21,000 net worth behind. Nikkei jumping all over the place. We're getting that PTSD you were talking about with the totem coming through from not the Earthshaker, but the Morphling.
Oh my god, that is such good teamwork. Liquid at the exact same time they choose to go on that Wind Ranger up there. Gets on top of the Oracle with the Earthshaker.
There's a fissure. Nico Baby in trouble. The Static Link comes in. And the adaptive strikes come out, but let's see. Can they hold on to the side of Alliance? The false promise already used on Afana, so they won't have a save for Nico. He's taking a lot of damage here. We'll pop the man to the BKB's going to be popped. They've got the duel on Nico Baby. See you later, done and dusted. That should be the game, and it will be. Liquid taking one over Alliance in very convincing fashion.
Everything is keyed together once they decided to break through the base there. Again, the timing for these two people was slightly off a couple of times as they tried to break the base the first time. I think they were between the tier 2 and the tier 3. They almost got perfect timing jumping in that Oracle and the Wind Ranger at the same time. Unfortunately for the Oracle, even like as far back and as well as he was playing, Earthshaker jumped on him the exact same time the Legion jumped on his ally.